Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, we got one for you today, and there's no coding involved in this at all. We've got a little contact us section with a few little hover effects on it, and we've got an icon list here. Somebody was asking us how to do icon lists really easy, and of course we got a little contact form. Really easy to do, so let's get started. I'm going to enable the visual builder. Once enabled, let's roll down to where we want to work. I'll delete this section and we'll start from scratch. Okay, well, I'm going to add a new section by clicking on any section, hitting the blue button for a new section. I'm going to use a regular section for mine today. First thing I want to put in is a single row with a heading in it. So I'm going to roll down to our heading module. And let's just say contact us today, or whatever it is you want to put on yours. Obviously I'm going to leave that for the moment. I'm just going to pop it in the middle. You can go to design and heading text, or you can just hit the little paintbrush connected to it. It'll take you straight to the design for it. I don't want it to be a heading 1. That would be a page heading really. Heading 2 is fine, or even a heading 3. I want to put it in the middle right there. Okay, I'm just going to save that. I'm going to make the actual section the color that I actually want it now. So blue tab for the section. I'm just going to go down the background. I'm going to make mine black. Obviously, use whatever color you want for yours. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to save the section. Let's go back into our row here. And I'm actually going to create a little border and a little box shadow color. It looks a bit like a glow. Now, normally I'd do this just in the row settings, but because I want to do it on other columns, I'm actually going to do this on our column here. I'm going to go over to design and border. I'm going to make mine 1 pix white all round, select all 4 corners, set the pixel value of how wide you want it, and the color you want. I'm going to go for a white border. And to create a little glow effect on the dark background, I'm going to use a bit of box shadow. I'm going to use this one right here. Obviously choose what works for you. And I used a crazy green last time. Let's just make it blue for this one today. And perhaps when we hover over it, we'll have it turn to orange. So to create a hover effect, and this is common to all Divi modules. If you're in a module, roll over the dark writing there, you'll see some little icons come up. There's a little arrow. Click on it. We've got a desktop state when the mouse is not on it, and a hover state when the mouse is on it. You can change that color, or you can take the color away completely, whatever you want to do. I'll have it change to that orange. Great. Well, while we're in here, let's just add a little padding to make this the shape that we want it. So still in design, I'm going to roll up to spacing. Padding top and bottom. Try giving it 30 on top. And I'll do similar on the bottom. I might shave a little bit off that bottom. So I'm going to uncheck the chain there so we can do different values. Let's perhaps make that 20. That text looks a little more central to me. You can increment up and down with your little arrows there. Get it just how you want it. I think something like that's going to work. Great. Well, let's save that. We'll save the row changes. We're going to go back into our header there. I'm going to hit the little paintbrush. Now I'm going to turn it white in color. I think I'm going to leave it like that. You can make it uppercase if you wanted to. Of course, you can italicize, upper, lowercase, underline and strike through. I think I liked it just as it was. That's fine. Great. Well, I'm going to leave that just as it is. Okay. Well, let's add a new row now. I'm going to put 2 columns in this row. And let's build a little icon list. To do this, I'm going to use a little Divi Blurb module. I'm going to get rid of the content that's in there. And in the title, I'm going to put my address. And let's make that so we can see it. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to hit the little paintbrush once again. And we're just going to turn that white. Go back to our content now. I don't want an image. I want to use an icon with this. So I'm going to click image and icon right here. I'm going to click the use icon. Let's find a little home icon. I'm going to use the filled version. And of course, I don't want it on top. I want it on the left-hand side there. So let's go into our design, image and icon. I'm going to make it that same blue color. Well, I guess we'll use a little hover effect on it as well. And there's our little arrow right there. So we can click the arrow. And we'll change it to that on hover. Fantastic. But of course, again, like I say, I don't want it on top. I want it on the left. A little bit too big. Obviously, you choose whatever size you want. I'm going to make mine perhaps 20 pixels. I'm going to just type in 20 in the image icon width there. I think that's going to work fine. Obviously, I'm on the hover state. Let's change it back to desktop state so it's blue. If you want to align that text, if it's not quite lined up how you want it with your icon there, hit the little paintbrush. We can adjust it using some line height. If I start pulling this up to the right, it should push it down. The left brings it up. Just put it wherever you want it. I think that's going to work for me. Great. Well, there's our first little icon. So let's just save that. I'm going to duplicate it and see what happens. 2 little squares to duplicate. That's okay, but it's too far away. I want it a bit closer to my top one. So let's go into the top one. Little cog to go in there. I'm going to go over to design and spacing. In the margin, bottom, let's put a 0. See what happens. It's not too bad. It's a little too tight now, a little too close. So let's perhaps try 10 pixels. I think that's going to work for me. That's fine. So once we're happy with the spacing there, we'll just save that. We'll delete this one so we've got the one with the right amount of padding and everything. Then clone it for however many entries you want. So we've got address. I guess we'll have state and zip. Then we'll have email, phone, fax, opening hours, and days of the week. Of course, once you've got that, you can go into the next one. Change it to whatever you want there. Whatever the zip code is, obviously. And then we'll change out that little icon under the content, image and icon. Let's perhaps do a map pin. I think that one's going to do. Slightly off. Let's do that one. That one works better. And continue on down. I'll pause this video and all I'm going to do is go in there, change the names and telephone numbers of things and change the icon just exactly how we did here. Okay, well, I finished my little list there and I've changed out the icons and the names. Couple of little things we can do if you want to. For the email, we can make it into a mail to so that when they click on it, it'll pop up the default mail client on their phone or computer or whatever device they're doing it on. I know we're going to put an email form over here, but just for that option, I'll show you. We go in there. Under content, you'll always find link. I want it to be the whole module, not just the title. So I'm going to say mail to, M-A-I-L-T-O, all one word. Then a colon, and the email address itself. Me and my cool beers.com. And I'll open that in a new window so that it doesn't take away from the site. That site will stay open. And we'll save that. Now when they click on this, it'll pop up their default email client and populate it with that address to send to. And with the telephone number, if you want them to be able to click on it and go straight to call, on a computer it'll prompt you to use something like Skype, but on a telephone it'll just prompt you to make the call. We can use a tel link on that one. So we'll just go in there. And again, under content, you'll find link. And I want it to be the whole module yet again. So for this one, I'm going to put tel, colon, and then we need the whole number. And you want to include the international dialing code. For the US, it's +1. For England, it would be +44. And then the number with no gaps, 917, area code 321-1234. Then when they click on it, like I say, that will now prompt them to actually make a call on a mobile device or use Skype or something like that on a computer. Great. Well, we'll leave that just like that. And I want to kind of give it similar sort of border to our one up here. So what I'm going to do is go back into this row at the top here, green tab for the row. Here's the column that we gave that decoration to. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to say copy item styles. I'm going to click on our row below here with the 2 columns in it. I'm going to go into each of these columns. I'm going to give them the same thing. We haven't got any content in this one, I know yet, but we'll just put a contact form in there. So I'm going to right click on here, paste item styles. Fantastic. We'll do a bit of adjustments in that in a minute. I'm going to do the same for the one next door. Paste item styles. Fantastic. Well, in this one, we're going to just have a simple contact us form. And to do that, I'll roll down. Here's a contact form. By default, it puts in name, email, and message. I think I want all my fields to be a similar length. To do that, click on the field you want, the name field. Go to design, layout. I'm going to hit the switch that says make full width. So it's got its own line there. I'm going to save that and do exactly the same for the email. Design, layout, make full width. Great. Save that back to the main contact form settings. If you want to add a new field, just hit the plus here. And we'll call this one subject. Same, that's the ID and the title that will appear inside it. As you can see, it's turned up down the bottom there. To move something, we'll save it and we'll roll it up to where we want it, perhaps after email and before the message. Just like that. I'm quite happy just to have 3 fields though. I find with contact forms, the less you ask people to fill in, the more likely they are to actually fill it in. Okay, not going to have a title because we've got a title up here. When the message is sent, we want to put something in there that will pop up to tell people that the message has been sent. Whatever makes sense to you once they hit that submit button there. And if you want the submit button to say something other than submit, just type it in there. Reach out. Whatever you want to say. As you can see, that's changed that down there. Now here's the important part, where you actually want this sent, the email address that you want to get it sent to. So whatever that is, me@myemail.com, that is where this message will be delivered to. I'm not going to go into message pattern. If you want to know more about that, have a look at my Divi for Beginners playlist. And we've got a whole video on just the message pattern there. Don't want to redirect because I've got a little pop-up message that's going to say your message has been sent. So I'll leave that to off. It's got some basic spam protection there. I'm going to leave that off. If you start having problems with spam bots and things filling out the form sending it, you can put that one back on. And also with an API key, you can use a spam protection service such as Google Recapture or something like that. For the time being, I'm just going to leave mine like that. And I think we're good to go. Button by default is the blue color there. That's okay. I think on hover, I might change that blue to an orange like we've done with our little background light there. If you want to do that, over to design, button. You can make the button any style you want. At the moment, like I say, button text color is the default blue. And I'll hover. I think I used the orange, didn't I, before? That's fine. And make sure we've got a border on hover. Button border width is 2 pixels. Yeah, let's make sure we've got one on hover. That's fine. Great. Well, let's flip that back to desktop so it's blue again. And I want to give this a bit of space within our column there. To do that, still in the design tab. Let's go up, just close down the button. And we've got spacing down below. I'm going to give it perhaps 30 pixels all around, padding. Just put in a 30. It'll put in the pixels for you. Hit the chain to do the opposite side. And we'll do similar for left and right. 30. And hit the chain. I'm fairly happy with that. I think that works for me. We just need to adjust our column to the left there to make it similar height to this one here. There's plenty of content in there. So we'll save this. I'm going to do the left and right first on this one. So I'm going to go into the row again, into our column. Design wise, here's the spacing. At the moment we've got 30 and 23, top and bottom. I'll leave that for the moment because I'm going to want to adjust that in a minute. But spacing left and right, I'm going to use a percentage, I think, and put this a little bit more central. So I'm just going to put 10% there. And obviously up it or down it to whatever works for you. I think that actually works for me. Yeah. Let's compromise. We'll call it 12. And then really I want to make this same height as our one next door. So in the top, let's just check this chain. I'll put 50 on top and it'll give 50 on the bottom. A little bit short still. Let's try 60. Getting there. I think 70 might even do it. Try 70. Close. And we can just increment up with the little arrows until they're exactly the same height. I think 72 was doing it. Great. Well, we've got it. Let's save our changes here. We'll save the row settings. And that's what we're left with there. And that works for me. Let's have a look at it on tablet and mobile. Little purple button down here. If we click tablet, we'll roll on down. Here it is on tablet. Stacked on top. That's absolutely fine. It should be pretty similar on mobile if I hit the mobile. We got our title. We got our little icon list. And then we got the little form underneath with the button. Fantastic. Well, I'm fairly happy with that. Let's save draft or publish if you're ready. We'll exit the Visual Builder and take a look on the front end. Here we have it. We'll roll on down. There's our little Contact Us section coming into view there. I'll roll it up the middle. When I hover over it, it's going to change that orange color. Same with the column below. And when we hover over one of those icons, it's going to change to orange as well. Like I say, that's a tell link. So if you click on it, it's going to prompt you to make a call. I'm on a computer here. If I was on a phone, it would ask you if you wanted to call that number. And the mail to will pop up a default mail client on whatever it is. As you can see, it's popped that up and it's populated it with that address to be sent to. And of course, we've got the form over here. So that is a little redundant, but it's a nice little option if you want it. And they can fill it out and send it off. So there you go, guys. There's a little interactive Contact Us section with no coding using the Divi builder there. And that's a nice little feature to have on your site. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This has been another in our series of Divi for beginners. And if you want to learn more about this, have a look at the playlist that should pop up on the left any minute now. And you'll find plenty of beginner videos like this one. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.